and the thing is that you will never get that in stand up, man. You people bomb comedians huddle up. Like comedians huddle up to talk shit about you. They huddle up to laugh at you.
My name is Thomas Ruffin. I'm the operator of Wiseman Marketing and Promotions, Wiseman Incorporated. Welcome to another edition of Wiseman TV with yours truly, Bigg Nez Comedy Show. What's up, Nez? How you doing?
I'm doing good, player. I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm hanging in there. I'm glad you could make it today, man. I heard you got a special guest today.
Special guest, my homeboy, legend, comedian out of San Francisco, my homeboy, Tony motherfucking Sparks. Yeah. I know we've been talking enough for a minute, Tony. I know I know we starting the show late, everybody, but don't worry about it. Still got a good show for y'all asses. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. All right. No, Tony, I know we've been talking about so much, man. But just Tony, tell everybody about who you are and what you do. Cause I mean, I know, but a lot of people who, whoever's watching, they might not know. So could you just give them a little bit of who you are? You know what I mean?
Okay. The best way I can describe it, it's kind of changed because of the COVID and because the Brainwash, which was like the longest running open mic comedy showcase at a cafe laundromat comedy club. Yeah. I basically I'm the ambassador of comedy here in this city. And if you do comedy, it would behoove you to come and hang out with me and do one of my shows and everything like that, because it's like always a meeting place, and I introduce you to people to work with, and then I get you going in the right direction. It's all a very positive thing. When I first moved here 10 years ago, I had just the opposite experience, and I was determined not to let everyone else have that same experience. So that's how that goes. And I've been doing comedy since I was 16. 16. Started in Arkansas, moved to New York City, won a competition that moved me to New York City. And then I eventually moved to San Francisco.
Yep, that's where you and I met. We met in San Francisco.
Yeah. And I was thinking, it was so weird. I was talking to a guy about this this afternoon. I did a bunch of pilots in New York City, right? And so I think two of the shows, one was Apollo Comedy Hour. Two of the shows got picked up after I had moved here. And that was very upsetting and disappointing. Like, had I known that the shows would have gotten picked up, I would have moved back to New York City as opposed to moving here.
Yeah. You miss New York? You miss New York?
I've been to New York a whole bunch of times since then. I was there when was my son 8? Yeah, I think my son was 8 years old, and I was there. That was probably, and it was just kind of disappointing. It's not the same place.
Nope. No, it's not
the same place at all. In fact, it's becoming more like here, and I like that.
Okay, well, explain that. What do you mean? What do you mean it's becoming more like San Francisco? What you mean by that?
Okay, well, one of the things is when people think of San Francisco, they think, oh, it's such a wonderful, open and liberal place, and they love everybody, everything like that. And that's bullshit.
Bullshit.
It was like maybe the 8th place to have gay marriages when it should have been the first. Right. In fact, people had gotten married earlier and they rescinded all those marriages, I thought, after a while. But anyway, it's the image is that it's a very open and loving and liberal place, but it's very conservative, very racist. They really hate Black people. And there's very few Black people here. And one of the things is that in the Hunters Point area, it's the highest home ownership area ever, and who all lives there, mostly Black people.
That's
but
right.
they've all been priced. They've all been, they've done things to kick them out and
What?
take their houses over. Yeah, it's a lot of the first it was a wave of Asian people, then it was a wave of Mexican people, and now you go there and you see all these white people like, oh shit. And it's, how you go to a black neighborhood and you see a white person, that's the scariest shit in the world right there.
Yeah, they be jogging.
And they be walking around like ain't shit, like they've been there forever. And it's like, oh my God, motherfucker, you have no idea. You have no clue. If it was 2-3 years ago, you would have got your ass kicked.
Mm-hmm.
Or you would have been found in an alley.
Beat the fuck up.
Yeah, but it's just so weird how they come in and take the shit over.
That's terrible, man. Hunters Point was like last of the hood. Like it was last. Like it was like I mean when I was driving Lyft out there, I had to pick people up in the point, and I would put the window down. All right now, what's up? I see them all out and shit. You know what I mean? What's up, brother? And they'd be like, yo, what up? And I was like, keep on moving. Damn, man.
But I gotta tell you, riding in a regular cab, sometimes they didn't want to pick you up.
Right.
They didn't want to have nothing to do with nothing, for that area.
No, that's terrible, man. Now all of a sudden, white people now they're jogging, riding bikes with 2 people on them and shit now.
Exactly.
See, I'm so glad you said that San Francisco's racist, because you're right, man. Anybody I talk to, like I tell people I'm from Boston, and then they'll be like, "Oh yeah, Boston and San Francisco are so much alike."
Yeah, they call them the sister cities. Right. And when they would say, "Oh yeah, Boston is our sister city," I say, "Yeah, they hate niggas too." Man, it's just like this is just so sad. I grew up in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Now you would think I would have experienced a lot of racism, but the thing, it was too many black people there, and everybody was like lower middle. No, I won't say lower middle class. Everybody was middle class. Wasn't nobody hurting, right? But everybody was like the same economically, and it was just too many black people for you. Okay, it was so many black people that I thought I could do anything growing up. All right, I thought I could be whatever I wanted to be growing up. All right, but I moved here, and then people are just really blocking. I mean, even doing a great job at work, that's a problem, because people think, oh, he's trying to take my job. No, I'm not. I don't want what you have. I'm doing what I want to do.
That's right.
Just craziness, dude. So I experienced the most racism in my entire life.
Yep.
Here in San Francisco.
Yep. I felt like I was going to do a change leaving from Boston and coming to the Bay, and I was just like, I'm just around the same type of races. It's just the weather's better. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, this is the funny part. The funny part is that I'm sure you heard before moving here that, oh, it's a great place. They love everybody.
Yep. Yeah,
and I'm gonna tell you what's funny is that like in New York City, they dudes were saying all kind of weird shit to me. Like it was like this big scary place. They saying, "Hey, you need to wear a leather jacket all the time, and you got to walk really close to the buildings, and you can't talk to anybody." You're like, get the fuck out of here. I met some of the nicest people in the world in New York City. I gotta tell you,
had a good ass time.
I gotta tell you, I used to. Oh my God, I used to always somehow root out or find Southern girls, and they were like either singers or they were actors or something. But they used to gravitate towards me. And they were always these really nice, thin black women, or they weren't big at all, and we try to strike up something, but they would like have dated an actor, like Oba Bambatumbe, that brother right there, and
Yeah.
they was lost. They were like they would talk about that dude, and they would like zone out, and we would run into these motherfuckers in the street, because you run into everybody in New York City.
Right.
And we were running these motherfuckers in the street, and they'd be like, what the fuck? I thought I was holding it down, but
not compared to them actor niggas. Oh man, listen,
that was fucking beautiful.
You know what I wanted to ask you? Okay, good. We got the San Francisco question out of the way. I remember we talked earlier about that, off camera and everything. And I was telling you, I miss San Francisco in pieces. You know what I'm saying? I miss the beach. Like I miss Fort Funston. You know what I'm saying? Yes. I don't smoke weed no more, so I don't miss the weed. I do miss you, and I miss a handful of people. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
And I do miss, and I miss probably like 2 or 3 comedians. You know what I'm saying? And, and a few people, but for the most part, I'm just, I would like to click my heels 3 times and be on the beach at Fort Funston and smell that salt water, and then click my heels again and bring my ass right back down the south. Before anybody see me. Hey, Nez, ain't that? No, I'm like, no, I don't want no conversation. All right. Okay. My next question for you was this: what is the climate over there in regards to COVID? Because I heard y'all got the curfew now, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, not really a curfew. It's more so it's kind of gone back to where public gatherings are not, because we would have public gatherings, but they will all be outside.
Right.
And as of Sunday. After Sunday, Monday morning, that was over. So if it's a bar or a restaurant that would offer some kind of live entertainment that would happen outside, and this was the key, they were making money because they would not only have drinks, you go to a bar and have drinks, but they would have food. So in order to watch a show, you had to order drinks and food. You understand? And and so they were making money. They weren't losing any money, but they shut all of that down but you got to look at it. COVID is a virus, and we are going into allergy season, viral season. So that's why there's kind of an upswing everywhere of the virus. And so that's how that works.
You gonna take the vaccine?
You know what? This is the deal. I want to.
Don't.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you why I want to.
Okay.
Because I'm really tired of the world being the way it is, and I'm hoping that. But I heard that they're giving the vaccine to Black people first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so if they're giving it to Black people first,
then
don't fuck with it. Then don't fuck with it, because see, the U.S. is known for fucking over Black people, and they fuck, and like fucking us off. They put drugs in our community. They, the what was that? The Tuskegee experiments that lasted until the 70s.
They were so heinous that they named the college. They named the college after all that bullshit and called it a Black college. The Tuskegee experiments, and then they did that. They killed niggas, gave our ancestors our syphilis, and then said, you know what? We're gonna give them a school and call it Tuskegee. It's the same motherfuckers. Look it up.
Wow.
It's the same people. See, Tony, I'm glad
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. So, it be right in our face that we don't even see it. You know what I'm saying? Like it be so here.
That's funny. You should say that, because Byron Allen sued Viacom because Viacom was paying money to Al Sharpton as like he was a very small sum, like he was a representative for the whole Black community. And they settled out of court, and Byron Allen got paid. You know what? I'm gonna tell you what's really fucking funny. everybody used to go, "Oh, Byron Allen's not funny. Byron Allen, he's not." And I thought, just thinking to myself, you know what? Sometimes I'd have laughed more at Byron Allen than Sinbad. All right, but that's not the real key. Is that this comedy is a business.
Yes, it is.
And this young motherfucker knew his business. He saved up his money and he started his own show, the Byron Allen Show. Yeah. Then he saved up his money and created the show Entertainers. And on top of that, he created a whole empire. In fact, I watched a movie the other day, and it was a Byron Allen movie.
Really?
Oh, it was called Wedding Year or something like that. The guy that was Everybody Hates Chris, the star of that, the main character was the young man in the movie Wedding Year, but that was a Byron Allen movie. It was an Entertainment Studios movie, and Entertainment Studios is Byron Allen, his mom, Carolyn Folks. Okay, first of all, Byron Allen's name is Byron Folks, but he changed the Allen so he could be put up higher in the entertainment registry.
Right.
And then, I mean, this dude is a really smart dude, business-wise. He really understands the dynamic, you know?
I remember he did Comics Unleashed, and that's where I seen Tony Parker on there, I seen Kevin Hart on there, and these were like, and he had like dudes that were, he had comedians, men and women, who were like, they were like getting ready to blow, and he had them on his show first.
Right.
And basically, he did it so smart. He would basically set them up for their jokes.
Right. That's called panel. Where, and they would do that I mean, they did that with all talk shows, but mostly on Johnny Carson, where they would feed the comic a question that then led into a bit in their act.
Yep.
But the way Byron did it was so fucking obvious. It's really funny. There's this comic, one of the first people that I coached along, Sandy Brown, who 6 months went from her first open mic to TV, like amazing like that. She was really, really determined to make it, and it only took 6 months. She was in the San Francisco International and went to the finals, but finished dead last. It didn't matter. She still made that shit go down. Now, she was on the show with Dick Gregory.
Wow.
And she did some joke. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was hilarious. And it was a joke that made him laugh. And that really impressed me, because you know how old niggas is that do this shit. They do not. They don't give you they don't give you shit.
No.
You know, but she broke him, boy. And that's another thing too. I don't want to be that dude. I don't want to be that dude where you're a funny guy or you have your marketing down or whatever the case may be. And then I'm like this, like, you know, judging you and shit. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Nah, dude,
you know, if you doing it, do it. God damn it, I'm here to help you.
Yeah,
I'm here to
support you. You've always been
you.
that dude. You've always been that dude, Tony. You still that dude. You still help motherfuckers.
I don't know how not to. It's kind of weird, you know, because all right. When I first started doing comedy, they didn't have like a comedy club per se for the the two new people that were coming up. So what I did is that we had a show at like a club, you know, like a regular club where everybody could work stuff out.
Right.
You know, and that was really a big help. I'm going to tell you what's funny. There was one comic out of all of us in Arkansas doing our things early on. And this motherfucker was working at the main comedy club, I guess, called the Looney Bin. And this motherfucker, he would work with somebody on the weekend. He would open up the show, and then the week later he was doing a joke from their act. He did that with everybody. With every single, and they worked him all the time. And he kept stealing. But my act was really different when I lived back there. I worked as if I was a voice actor. I did all these funny little voices and shit.
Yeah. I will say this though. When I was in the Bay, there was a lot of joke stealing going on in the Bay, man. I'm talking about there's a lot of joke stealing. Oh yeah, I got a couple of my shit ripped off. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, like I would get into like debates with people. Like there were people who would actually be like, no, it's okay. And I'd be like, no, like you lose teeth over shit like that. Like you can't take a motherfucker's joke and then act like the joke's like, no, people get shot for less. Someone's jokes. Like, nigga, what? Yeah. Like, Bay Area is heinous, man. Heinous.
But have you noticed? When I get up, I just do whatever comes to my head.
Yep.
So I get very little theft.
Yeah. Good. People respect
because they have to match the same energy and the situation and everything to make that shit work.
I mean, I watched one comedian, man. I ain't gonna say their name. I watched one comedian do Mike Epps' whole bit, like his whole shit. I watched them do Mike Epps' whole stand-up, like 20 minutes.
Exactly what you're talking about too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Like 10 minutes of all Mike Epps shit.
Yeah,
and I was in the back, like cringing, like what the fuck.
Exactly.
Well, you know what I mean? Like people like you and I, we would never take nobody's joke. Why? Because that's your shit.
Exactly.
And that's yours. That's yours. That's not mine. Like, no, that's yours. Yeah. I did one joke and I didn't realize that Chris Rock did the same joke, so I killed it. Like I did a whole joke about like, I went and got my AIDS test. I got an 83 on it. And then they were like, oh man, that's a Chris Rock joke. And I was like, oh shit, for real? You know what I mean? And then I went back and looked and I was like, oh shit, can't do it no more. Cause I didn't realize that me and Chris were on the same page with that shit. So I was like, you know what? That's it. Other than that, fuck that. And that was an accident. I mean, if I'm going to say
well, I have to say, when I first started as a 16-year-old, up until maybe I was 20 years old, I would end my show with a story joke. Right. Like one of those jokes you heard on the playground or some shit, heard on the street joke. But it was a story joke.
Yeah.
And so I would do that because, you know, the rule back then was, you got to finish big.
Yeah,
that's the only way I knew how to finish big was to do a story joke. So I was boom, 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 hitting them with all these one-liners and voices and shit like that. And then I would close out with a story joke.
Yeah.
But I haven't done that shit since I was 20.
See? Because you evolve. Hey, Tony, let's get back to this vaccine thing. Don't take it. I'm glad you ain't going to take it because white people don't give a fuck about us and they coming to get us first. You know what I'm saying? Listen, this is what I don't get. This is what I don't get about it, right? Like these people, white people, they like these Edomites, they like well, because I was watching something with who's that piece of shit? He ain't even a doctor. He's like, oh, my brothers and my African American brothers and sisters, I just want to let you know that it was a black woman that made the vaccine. Motherfucker, I don't give a fuck if Marla Gibbs made that vaccine, motherfucker. I'm not taking it. And Marla Gibbs is one of the most wholesome black women I've ever met. She got her and my grandma that's damn near the same person. You know, that's everybody, grandma. Marla Gibbs.
Exactly.
Motherfucker, I'm not taking no goddamn Listen, go give it to, have you seen the videos of the pictures of the people who took it? The motherfuckers got Elvis. The motherfuckers lips up like this. Took the vaccine like this. Motherfucker Bell's palsy. Because you look like, yo, man, like, listen, and then they talk about how some company oh, they okayed it. And then they said Trump made a motherfucker like he was like, look, motherfucker, if you don't pass this shit, we gonna fire your ass. And you know, white person, oh my God, here, okay, you know what I mean? But it's like, and then they're gonna try to come and give it to us Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's why I try to tell you, brother, we are the chosen. These motherfuckers have been trying to kill us for years. That's what all this is. What? Listen, I don't understand. Here's the question I want to ask you. What celebrity do you think is going to push the vaccine? Because I talked about this like 6 months ago, and I was like, I asked the same question online. I said, what celebrity do you think they'll have first to come talk to us? Because obviously, you know, 1 minute it's from China. It's from China. It's Chinese. I say, go give it to those $29 motherfuckers first. And then, you know, and then maybe if you give it to them first, they might leave some cats and dogs alone. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. Excuse me. I got a little riled up. What celebrity do you think they'll have first do it? For like to come and make us so-called Negroes jump first? Because I don't give a fuck who it is.
Okay, here we go. I think it's gonna be Kanye first.
Okay.
Then Stacey Dash. Then Al Sharpton.
Yeah, that's the three amigos of coons. That's the coon amigos right there. That's the coon amigos. That's the coon amigos right there.
Hey, what was that? What was that phrase you used of white people?
Edomites.
Edomites.
That's what they're on the Bible. That's what they're on the Bible. That's what they're called in the Bible. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Tony. We are the chosen. They have been trying to kill us since Jacob and Esau. Remember I told you when we was on the phone. They have been trying to kill us since then. It's still the same thing. It's the same thing. What I tell you? What did Esau say? When my brother died, when my father Isaac dies, I'm going to kill Jacob. That's what it is. Go read Deuteronomy 28, and when you read the curses, there ain't no nation of people that don't fit them curses more than. Listen, you will say it says you will need them in hunger, thirst, and clothing. That means that we got to go to them for water. Ain't like we go to no niggas for no water. When you go to the mall, who you buy clothes from? Them. When you go to the grocery store, who we get food from? Them. That's one of the curses. We have to go to our enemies, bro. They've been trying to kill us for years, bro, and they are going to. They're going to do it relentlessly. We got to give it to all the niggas first. Are you fucking kidding me? That red son of a bitch 6 months ago talking about that shit was from China. Now all of a sudden we got to give it to niggas first. Why? Because we ate Chinese fucking food? They do it. Give it to them. It's bullshit, bro. It's bullshit. That's what they're called. They're called Edomites, man. For real.
All right, let me ask you. This whole I've seen people like relate to one another, and then black people come around, but during this COVID thing, and they're like they're really standoffish of black people. Like black people are the main carriers of this shit. You know what I mean? Have you experienced that?
I don't know, man. I'm not really around anybody anymore. You know, I mean, at all. Like I don't have that many friends down here. I probably got 2 friends down here, if that. And you know, and I don't know. You know, they think I'm a crazy motherfucker anyway because I talk this truth shit. They're like, you get your nigga ass out of here. You know what I mean? So get out of here. Get out of here, nigga. You know, so white man, it's good to us.
That's hilarious.
And I don't want to call them. I don't want to call them. I don't want to diss them or anything. You know what I mean? But it's just, you know, I just feel like that's just how motherfuckers are. You know.
You know what? They're so funny because the way you are now is the way I was when I first moved here. You know, and I used to make fun of cats that would be with white women. You know, I used to just be so, and nobody wanted to fuck with me. Nobody. But I mean, I kept getting shit on, you know. Right. So I said, fuck all y'all. I'm gonna start my own thing.
Yep.
This is the thing. They kept like either they kept pushing me to the end of the show. It'd be like 3 a.m. before I would get on.
What?
And it was like one club.
One person
so what
left.
happened?
And they drunk.
Okay, let me tell you what happened. What happened is I said, fuck these motherfuckers, because I was constantly getting into fights with these motherfuckers. You know, like verbal fights and shit like that. I was getting ready to fuck somebody up. So I said, you know what? Later for that. I don't need this energy. So what I did is I started going to the music and poetry open mics.
There
and
you
I
go.
happened to go to this everything open mic, and this actor, it was just me and this Asian woman in the audience, and both of us were performing, and this actor was on stage, and he would talk 30 minutes in between everybody.
What?
And because he didn't, I mean, there was no one there. Then he looked at me and go like, fuck this place. This is all you. And he looked at me and pointed at me. He said, this is your show now, man. I said, oh, okay, thank you, I guess. And I spoke to the people who own the gallery. Well, they said, dude, yeah, please take it over. Please do it. Well, I started, all of a sudden, just the shit that I started doing, we started getting more people coming in to perform. Mm-hmm. But more so than that, we started getting more audience, like almost immediately. So it went from like 2 people to 70 people in this small fucking space, right? And so, and then everybody said, oh shit, they heard about it. And everybody started hiring me on the days that I was free. So I had an open mic every night except for Sunday, because I didn't want to compete with the punchline bullshit.
Yeah. I was gonna say
punchline is an A club, and they make people think that they need them. All right, now here's the other thing.
That's every club in every city. There's always one club in every city that has that mystique. You know what I mean? That has that spirit on them.
And it's bullshit.
Shit, unless you come to us, you know.
It's bullshit.
It is bullshit. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Bullshit. Especially in this day and time, you don't need that shit. Anyway, so what happened is I got all these rooms, and these rooms are listing the event in the entertainment section. So whose name is in the paper every single fucking day? Mine. So I went from being a nobody to being somebody you're reminded of every fucking day.
Yep, you couldn't go nowhere without seeing your name.
Exactly. And they tried to make fun of me. They tried to call me like the Don King of the open mic and shit, you know.
That's a compliment.
Exactly. It showing the fuck is. But they tried to make fun of me and everything like that. But everybody else's projects failed and mine prospered. And then the Brainwash was probably like the last open mic that I had to come along. And the Brainwash got so big and so huge, they had to extend the hours because we were getting about 50 comics per Thursday night. And then so we had to extend the hours. We had to even end up starting early. We had to cut everybody down to 3 minutes a pop. So you had to come in and you had to deliver right away. And
then get your ass off stage. I remember that.
Yeah, and then if you go down to Thursday, they sell out of food and people are just drink and people are just all in the front of the place. They're all over the place.
I love
the place is just packed beyond belief. There's nowhere to walk or anything.
I love the brain, man. Listen, I love Brainwash, man. I remember Cole Sexton. Shout out to Cole Sexton. I don't know if he's watching that, but anyway, I just want to shout him out anyway. I remember that brother was like, that's when I was living in Oakland. He'd be like, yo, Nez, you gotta come to San Francisco with me. And I was like, man, what the hell am I gonna go over there for? You know what I mean? And he'd be like, yo, Thursday, meet me at so-and-so train station, blah, 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 blah. I was like, all right, went over there, met him up. And then that's when I met you for the first time. And you and I clicked instantly. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then I got on stage, did my thing. I remember you was like, hey, you told them, what was the Mexican dude name in the back? Used to be with you all the time. I forget his name. He was like, yo, so and so. He was like,
Juan Carlos.
Yeah, was that his name? He was the brother.
Oh no, Anthony Medina.
Yeah, Anthony. Yeah,
and I said Anthony put him in the show, right?
Yeah, Anthony put him in the show. And I was like, damn, like that. And I was like, all praises. I was like, all praises on the Most High. He was like, yo, he was like, yo, Anthony, get this nigga in the show. And next coming to the stage. And I was just like, damn, like that. And Cole was like, I told you, you should have been over here. And I was like, yo, man, everything works out the way it's supposed to work out. You know what I mean? But I was like,
that's really funny. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. This is the thing. Okay, Ali Wong in her book on page 54 and 55, she mentions me in the brainwash. She says that I was the first club she ever went to. I had no idea. But this is the thing and she said that when she got off stage, I said to her, you were going to be a star. All right, this is the deal. And it's kind of freaky, but I can usually feel things from people. You know, I get a vibe from people. And she might have caught me when I was in my addiction. And I don't I said things to people that is inspiring. They said, I don't remember shit. Because I was high in the motherfucker. But a lot of things I say to people I don't remember because I'm just functioning from my heart and honesty.
Right.
There was that man, a lot of people said, man, I got my first gig ever because of you. This one dude, I didn't meet him until 8 years into his career, but he said, I've been working nonstop because they thought I was you put in a good word for me, not even meeting me, and I've been working ever since. So I didn't meet the nigga until 8 years into his fucking thing. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, man. Like you've, like I said, you've helped so many people, and motherfuckers hate that. We talked about that like a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
They don't like the fact that you freely give this shit. You just, yo, come here. Let me put my arm around you. Let me show you. Da, 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 da. You know what I mean? Because people always scream this. People always act like no one loves them. No one wants to help them. Da, 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 da. I mean, and I've even come to that point sometimes. But I know who's there for me, and I know who isn't there for me. And that's something that everyone needs to get a grip to. And like everyone, I don't care how old you are, especially listen, if you're over 30, no, fuck that. If you're over 25, those are things you need to understand. Like if you're not there in your mind at 25, then you just a doofy motherfucker. You know what I mean? You one of these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? If you don't know who loves you and who don't, something's like you ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make it. Tony, I wanted to share this with you. This is from Deuteronomy 28, verse 16. And this is about the curses of Deuteronomy. Tell me, what does this sound like to you? So I'll start from 15. It says, but it shall come to pass that if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, you know what I'm saying, the Lord thy God, to observe and do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. He's only talking to us Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Cursed thou shalt be in the city, and cursed thou shalt be in the field. Now you already know who was in the field. Okay, you already know that when our ancestors were in the field, they was getting beat the fuck up. Didn't care if they was old or if they was young. They was getting fucked up. Cursed in the city. We in the city right now. What were you just talking about prior to that? Being the racism. All right, okay. All right. Cursed thou and be cursed. All right, cursed thou shall be thy basket and thy store. We can't buy shit. We go to places to buy stuff. What? It's overpriced. We don't own shit.
No.
Cursed it shall be when it cometh in, and cursed will it be when thou goes out. So we leave our house, we got to worry about it. We're going to make it home in this motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? So when we go out, we go out, we don't, this motherfuckers that left their house talking about, baby, I'll be right back. They gone. Cursed when you come in. When you come in the house, your damn household might be a damn a shithole. Cursed. Bro, those are just 3 that I've read. This book is about us, man. We have to go to our enemies for everything. You know what I'm saying? And this,
Wow.
I mean, like we talked about that before. We talked about that before. That as soon as all this racism shit hit, white people were calling you and calling me, talking about, Nez, you know I'm not Nez. I've known we've known each other for about, 15, 30, I don't know, 25, 67. I don't know how long we've known each other, but I want to let you know, I am not a racist. And it's like, why are you telling me that now? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, this whole situation, white people very quote unquote white people very uneasy. You know what I mean? And it's like you and I, we just go forward, right? We go forward. You come in front of us, hey, how you doing? We're gonna keep it pushing. You know what I mean? I didn't like that people were calling me and telling me that they weren't racist. That bothered me. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that? That's like if the role was reversed, I would never call other people to be like, I'm racist. You know, I'm not racist. You know, like what is that?
But one of the things, okay, whenever you hear a racist comment, it is usually preceded by, I'm not racist, but. So if somebody calls you and goes like, wait a minute, I'm not racist, what does that say?
I'm waiting for the but.
Exactly. They already said the but by saying to you, oh, I'm not racist.
Right.
But a lot of people, they like have a problem with Black Lives Matter when all it's saying is, hey, listen, please stop killing us. God damn.
Now, once again, don't that sound like one of the curses? Why do the so-called Negro, the so-called Black person, gotta tell you that our life matters? That is such a big oxymoron. Like, why do I gotta tell you that my life matters? That like even that is well, master. I know you've been beating me, master, but my life matters too. You know what I mean? Like, we shouldn't even have to tell these motherfuckers that. Like, what is that? And I read something earlier. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh no,
I read something earlier.
Yeah, I read something earlier, Tony, that the quote unquote, and I don't believe it, but the quote unquote Black Lives Matters people have been trying to get a hold of Biden and Kamala Harris about the issues, and they haven't said shit to them in like 30 some odd days, which makes me laugh. If it's true, it makes me laugh because I don't buy the whole Black Lives Matter. First of all, there's no men in none of the offices. There's no Negro, so-called Negro men at the top of that. It's nothing but like lesbians and like lesbian women. Like they hate men. What the fuck? Like, you're gonna do nothing good for me. You know what I'm saying? You use that young brother's death in Houston as a tool to get out here and get white people shot with pellet balls in every city. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same thing we said about what we say about Trump. Trump made a bunch of white people call us niggers, and the so-called Negro got scared. They called us niggers. What?
They was doing it already at home.
They're doing it already. We got to get him out of here because Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, even though their fucking careers are built on putting fucking Negroes away, we got to get them. We got to get them in office. Kamala Harris is not a Negro. They said her birth certificate says Caucasian. She married a white man. She so what? This bitch went to Howard. So the fuck what? I
did a show for her years ago here in San Francisco, and she got up and spoke afterwards. And you know how when people are having a stroke, how their words are all mixed up and they say shit. That it sounded to me, her whole speech, like she was having a stroke, an ongoing stroke. It was so weird. I didn't understand a goddamn thing she said.
Then motherfuckers, then black people be like this.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like what the
exactly.
Yeah, what she said?
Exactly. That shit bothered the fuck out of me. You know?
Did you see this video of the young little boy singing "I am free" now that Trump got voted out? This little fucking coon ass kid was like, "I'm free from the." I was just like, yo, if I see that kid, I would strangle the fuck out of him. Cause it's like, who told you that you're free? Like, you still gotta go to people who hate you for everything. The Bible says that he that endureth to the end shall be saved. No one is saved. Like, you can go to church right now. These coon Pastor Pork Chop will tell you that you're saved. You are not saved. The Bible says that he that endureth to the end shall be saved. It's gonna get crazy for us black people out here, man. And everyone wants to fucking chuck and jive, and people are still getting married. Yo, bro, I know you remember the story of Noah. Remember how Noah was like, "You niggas need to get together. It's gonna rain. It's gonna rain, motherfucker. It's gonna rain. Yeah, whatever, motherfucker. Okay, I'm over here build my ark. Then get back out there again. Let me tell you niggas something. It's gonna rain, yo. It's gonna rain. Yeah. It's gonna rain. Yeah, whatever. But I'm getting married tomorrow, man. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Hey, yeah, this nigga, it's going to rain. What do you do? He said that shit for like years. And then one day he was like, "It's going to rain." They were like, "Nigga, we are going to kill you if you come up here with that bullshit again." All right. Most times say, "Get your ass down here." Better warn my people. Better warn them. That's what I do every day. Like, yo, we are in the days of Noah. We need to get our shit together. We don't get our shit together, Tony, it's going to be a wrap. Because when the Most High come back and he black, he look like us, niggas are going to be like, "Oh my God." And you already know how the other nations are going to be. They're going to be like, "Oh shit." Oh shit. Oh shit. You'll be like, "No, motherfucker, you ain't dead yet. I saved you." What do you say? I saved the wicked for the wicked day. Like, you're done. So it's like everyone's gonna fucking shit them pants. Motherfucker like me, I'm gonna be like, "I'm ready to go." Come get me. I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? It makes me, I hate hearing stories about how they fuck with you and they fuck with me and they fuck with Thomas. They fuck with people I care about. You know what I mean? Like, it's not fair. And then all of a sudden the roles are reversing. This COVID shit ain't killing a bunch of fucking black people. It's killing them. You know what I'm saying? The Bible says that the plagues, that things that used to happen to us is going to happen to these other nations. Look at what's happening to them. These white people are losing their fucking minds. They was going crazy over coffee and shit. How many videos have you seen since this whole pandemic of white women going crazy over coffee beans and hot water and milk? We don't give a fuck about that shit. We got to get to work.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck about no coffee. It's terrible, man. It's terrible, Tony. Tony.
That's funny.
And Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, they don't give a fuck about us.
No, people that the whole economic level, they don't even understand the shit that we going through.
Nope.
You know what I mean? It's bullshit. Hey, I want to make sure before we go, because I know we're not going to go yet, but it's Edomites, right?
Yes. I'm gonna send you a bunch of scriptures. I'm gonna send you some scriptures. I'm gonna send you a video and a scripture tonight because we talked about this before, Tony, but before I left San Francisco, remember that night we went up to Napa and did that show, and we drove back, and we parked out in front of your apartment right down there. And where'd you stay? You stayed near the Tenderloin down there. I forget what it's called, but you stayed on I forget what street it was, but it don't matter.
When I was on Geary, or was I on?
You was on Geary. You was on Geary. You was on the back end of Geary. You was on the back end of Geary, and we sat out front of the place. And what I tell you, I wanted to tell jokes, but I wanted to spread this truth. Remember I told you that? And now look, this is what I wanted to do. That was the Most High telling me, like, nigga, it's time. Like, go out, like, start telling people that they need to get our shit together. It's the same thing he told the disciples. He told him in Matthew 24. Hold on, let me get that too. I love the Bible, man. I love the Bible, man. I'm surprised the cat ain't in here. Usually he love the Bible too. I be reading the Bible to him. Hold on, let me get this for you too, because I was in that earlier today too. You too, Thomas. You look this up too, my man. Look this up too. What he was like. He said, let me see. Sorry. Yeah, man. Hold on, I'm gonna find it for you. Okay, that was it. Okay, sorry. Matthew 24 is about how people are going to be gone. How some, like, when he come back, he said one person will be taken and the other person will stay, which means that the elect will be taken up with him. The other motherfucker got to stay to get his ass kicked. All right. Hold on a second. Preach unto. All right. Yeah, I got you. Preach unto JKV. Hold on, bro. I got you. All right. Hold on a second. Yeah, it's right here, Mark. All right. Yeah. So yeah. I should have had all this ready, but I don't know. It's the spirit just be having me, bro. I know we got 7 minutes left, man. I know if you've seen that. I said I got to take my hat off. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Oh God, come on, Nez. Hold on a second, Tony. Hold on a second, Thomas. I'm gonna find this, man. I'm gonna take a JKV. But yeah, man. Tony. Edomites, man. That's what they are. That's what they're called in the Bible, man. Every nation is in the Bible, man. Like every single nation. Don't matter who they are, where they're from, they're all in the Bible. And they've all had their hands in the destruction of us. All of them. Like all of them. They all have. You gotta remember when our people came out of Egypt, you know, that means that like the Egyptians had us. You know what I mean? Pharaoh, all the motherfuckers. You saw these niggas out here with all this Pharaoh shit on. Like, nigga, those were all the ancestors you claim that you talk to and love. If you so-called talking to your ancestors, they should be slapping you in the face because you walking around worshiping the motherfuckers that had them as slaves. Look at, yo, bro, it's so stupid. And I'm sorry I can't find the scripture too, man. I'm sorry, Tom. You gotta go, bro. It's over. I'm trying to find the scripture. I gotta hold me, man. You gotta hold me, man. You gotta hold a second. Man. I gotta find the scripture where I said preaching to the children. Lost sheep. I got it. Lost sheep of Israel. JKV. I got it. I know it's Matthew 10. I'm sorry. Yep, Matthew right here. Boom. Okay, yeah. Okay, right here. I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's what I'm saying, bro. He's only here for us. The people I read to you in those curses, that's us. Let me ask you this, man. The Bible says that Christ was hung on a tree, right? He didn't die on a cross. He was hung on a tree. What nation of people get hung from trees?
Oh, wow. Wow, black people. Yeah.
They said his hair was like wool and skin was like brass. You take brass out of a fire, it looked like this. They said his skin was like olive color. There's two types of olive. We all know his skin wasn't green, motherfucker. His skin was like this. His skin was ours. Listen, I'll tell you a story. You tell me what nation of man is this. When he went into the church and the church was selling doves, he went up in there and started flipping tables and started fucking people up. He had a whip. He said he was whipping people to get them the fuck out of there. He said, you turned my father's house into a den of merchandise. What kind of man sounds like, what kind of nation of a man sounds like that? You come to my daddy's house, you fucking up in my daddy's house? What that sound like? That sounds like a nigga, don't it?
Yeah, that does.
I'm gonna send you these scriptures, man. Yeah. Thomas, I know we gotta go, right, Thomas? Where is he at? He there? He said we got 7 minutes. I don't know. I ain't got a timer, but Thomas, you gotta say something, bro. I got a timer.
I got 2 more minutes, man.
2 more minutes? Okay, good. Tony, tell everyone how they can find you, man. And I'm gonna look up this scripture too. Tell everybody how they can find you.
Well, you can find me under Tony Sparks with 2 exclamation points on Facebook. All right. And then in the coming year, January, I will be part of 3 different ongoing YouTube or online television shows, one of which is my own. And it'll be mostly ad lib sketches. But yes, you just look for me on YouTube or look for me on Facebook. I also have an Instagram, and Twitter.
I tagged you on Instagram for the show.
Yes, but the YouTube and the Facebook are the most important.
You got it, Tony. I found the scripture. It's right here in Matthew chapter 10, verse 6, right? Where it says, I'll start from 5. And Yahushua, who everyone he calls Jesus, sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles and into the city of the Samaritans, enter ye not. That means don't go over to them other nations. Listen to this. This is out of the mouth of Christ himself. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and go, and as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Get it together, my so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You got to come back to these scriptures. The only way we're going to be saved, the only way we're going to get this protection. I know a lot of y'all love the system. I know a lot of y'all are thinking about taking this vaccine. I know a lot of y'all think that the RFD microchip ain't coming and all this other stuff. And if your pastor ain't telling you that, he don't love you. Get it together. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Tony, I love you, brother. I thank you for doing the show. Brother. I appreciate you, man. I wish you the best. You've been nothing but good to me when I was in that city, when that city was not good to me. And I appreciate you. Thomas, it's been Thomas, I'm gonna give the world my truth, man. And I appreciate you giving me a platform to do it, man. We'll be back here again next Saturday, 9 p.m. Central Time, or 9 p.m. East Coast Time, 8 p.m. Central, 6 on the West Coast. I love y'all. I'm Bigg Nez. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Thomas. We out.
Thank you, brother. Yes.